record, and then I'll go back in there. Okay. So what we're talking about today is something very important to get you to your goals, okay? So your community is built in your conversations, and what we're talking about today is closing with confidence and with class. So you can do all the social media stuff, you can share your story, you can share your progress and your journey. All of that is super important, but if you can't invite and close, we can't get people from step one to crossing the finish line, then we really have nothing, right? So I know that the word sale is kind of seen as naughty and repulsive in this business, and I completely agree, and I get that, and I'm not a salesperson. I don't see myself as one. I know nothing about sales, but in this case with this call, we need to help people make the decision and guide them to actually purchasing the packages and the programs from us. And the things that I'm going to give you today, a specific mindset process and tips and specific scripts kind of just remind me of the salespeople that know exactly what to say to get you to purchase something. Now, we're not doing it in a negative way because the focus is always on our customers and their needs and what they want out of their programs. But just some tips to kind of allow you to assume that they're going to purchase something from you, okay? So to close that deal. So the first thing is peeling the onion, okay? So learning more about someone or something by peeling back the layers. If you skip this step, you're going to probably get a no every single time that you go and invite someone. So I know once I really started to hone in on this process of peeling back the layers, it took my invites and my conversations a whole different route, and I really started to have a higher closing rate. And the first question that you respond to someone when they ask for more information, that's when you kind of start the interview process. So immediately, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'd be happy to give you more info about my challenge groups. What piqued your interest? Don't just all of a sudden when they say that they want to learn more about your challenge group or more about this program, don't just go and word vomit all over them. Okay, you need to first know why they're interested in your group, because you'll never be able to give the right information or guide them to the right program if you don't know what they're thinking and what they're looking for. So that's just a simple question that I always ask first. Okay, you're going to ask questions like, what have you tried already? What's worked for you in the past? What has not worked for you? What are your goals? What are your workout interests? You need to know what they have tried in the past, what they failed at, what they've had success with. You don't want to recommend and give them something similar to what they've tried in the past that hasn't worked, right? So you need to know the answers to all of these questions. You need to focus on them and their needs and all the information that they're willing to share for you first before you can give a strong recommendation towards the end of your conversation. So other things that I always like to ask, what is your current nutrition like? And I guarantee you 95% of the people are going to say that this is where they struggle the most. Enter the color-coded portion control containers later on in your conversation, okay? That's going to be that little bridge to get there. Even if people say something like nutrition is a strength of theirs and they do really well with it, they don't need any part of that with the program, I always still ask them to tell me a little bit about what they eat during the day. They may think that they're eating really well, and maybe they are. Maybe it's all clean and healthy foods that they're eating, but they have a carb for breakfast and then a carb for a snack and then a carb and a protein for lunch and a carb and a protein for dinner. Where are your vegetables? Maybe they say that they don't like vegetables. Enter Shakeology later on in your conversation, okay? So asking these questions are going to lead you, going to build that bridge over to talking about our programs and the Shakeology and the nutritional supplements and stuff like that, okay? So another thing with the nutrition, you struggle with cravings. What kind of cravings do you struggle with? That's a huge one that I usually get when I ask people about their nutrition. And a lot of people are going to say that they struggle with sugar cravings. And guess what Shakeology helps with? Sugar cravings. So talking about the benefits of Shakeology towards the end of your conversation and connecting it to their struggle of sugar cravings is going to help you to close that deal in the very end, okay? So like I keep saying, to enter these programs and Shakeology later in your conversation. If you start throwing all this information on them right in the beginning, It's not focusing on them. It's not peeling back their layers. It's not allowing them time to share with you. Okay, so give it time. Give it more than just a couple interactions. You are only asking questions in the beginning. That should be your goal, is to learn more about the person right in the very beginning. The person that asks the questions is the person that controls the conversation, and you want control over the conversation, okay? So continue to ask questions. Do you have any injuries? You obviously don't want to recommend insanity if they have knee injuries, right? Okay? So when you recommend a program to somebody, you want them to say, wow, this sounds like exactly what I need. Where has this been all my life? You want to ask questions so that you can recommend their soulmate program to them in the very end. You want the program in Shakeology, you want your questions pretty much selling themselves. And this is where you need to know your stuff. So make sure you go into your back office, you check out the product training guides, try workouts on Beachbody On Demand so you know a little bit more about other programs, so you can recommend those to people. Post in the team pages and ask for opinions if people have done these certain programs. Know your stuff so that you can recommend skillfully to others, okay? You can ask people, what kind of exercise do you enjoy? Is there an exercise that you despise? Some people like cardio, but they hate weights. Some people aren't coordinated, so you're not going to recommend size or hip hop abs or turbo jam or anything like that. So you need to know these things so that you can give them the exact program that they would thrive at, okay? If they tell you that they love kickboxing classes at the gym, but they don't have time to get there with their kids or something like that, man, do I have the program for you. You need to watch this video of Lace Mills Combat, or one of Charlene's Turbo Jam or Turbo Fires. It's very similar to a kickboxing class that you would see at the gym, but you can do it right in your own home, okay? You need to spend, I am telling you, 80% of your time with this person right here, asking these questions, peeling back the layers, getting to know them so you can make a strong and powerful recommendation for them later on, okay? When you take the position of an interviewer instead of a beggar or a verbal informational vomiter, because that's what I was when I first started coaching, you guys are going to see a huge turnaround in your business, and you'll feel better about it too. So many new coaches have that fear of, well, I don't want to just get up all in people's faces and sell to my friends and, just annoy them. If you take this route and really learn about the person, you feel better about, if you have that fear, you feel better about setting the person up with these programs in Shakeology, okay? It's going to feel more like coaching rather than just throwing all the info to them and hoping that they say yes. When you have conversations like this with people, you're seen as a professional. So you're taking your business from amateur to professional. You're strategically asking questions so that you can dig to the root of their problem, okay? When you make recommendations for them later on in the conversation, you're giving them hope, and that's an amazing feeling. They've maybe tried things in the past and it hasn't worked for them. They haven't found something that's really clicked with them, or maybe they have lacked the support in the past and now they found you and they found Beachbody, and you're giving them hope and excitement. And that's just awesome. Okay. So, the next thing are little acronyms that you can use to help guide you through the interviewing process. And you've probably heard of FORM before. It's passed around quite a bit in other trainings. And these are just certain things that you'd want to know about the person. So we went over a lot of this just in the previous slide, but just to give you the acronyms to kind of keep you on track or to think about certain questions to ask them. So, family, do you have any kids? That might be a key to you to, make sure that you find a program and recommend a program that's very short workouts. Maybe they don't have a lot of time in their day. What do you do for a living? Maybe they have, a construction job or something that requires a little bit more of their energy during the day and more physical activity, and maybe they need something to stretch out. Maybe you can recommend PiYo to them. What do they do for recreation? Are they getting any other outside activity? Okay, and then there comes your message at the end. And then sign is maybe one that you haven't heard too much about, but this one kind of just is more common sense to me when I'm inviting. You obviously want to learn their strengths. What are they good at? What kind of workouts do they thrive at? You want to learn their interests. What do they like? Cardio, weights, do they like a good mix? Do they like yoga? You want to know their goals, obviously, and then their needs. Have they had any injuries in the past? What kind of things are they really looking for to help better themselves? Okay, so great closers ask a lot of questions. Get them on the yes train. This is something that sounds so simple and so silly, but if you're going to be a really good closer, you're going to ask a lot of questions. And the more yeses you get while you're talking to them, the more likely it is that they'll say yes in the end when you go to close. So simple questions like this that they'll say yes to are great ones to ask, because it really sets the tone for the conversation, and it relates all of this exactly to what they're looking for. So you're looking to lose 20 pounds by June? Yes, I am. You work full time, so you're just looking for shorter workouts around 20 to 30 minutes, right? Yes. You love cardio, but you feel you need to add in and learn more about resistance training, right? Yes. These are all things that maybe they've told you already. You're just reiterating them and repeating them in your own language and getting them to say yes, getting them to realize what exactly they are asking you for. Okay? They've come to you for a reason. You want to get them on the yes train, get them realizing and really keeping in their mind what they're looking for from you. Okay? Next one is listen and empathize. Woo, tongue twister. So every good conversation starts with good listening. It's so important to listen and to allow people to tell you about them and their goals and their needs, especially when it comes to potential customer. Okay. A lot of times we don't go through exactly what they're going through, and that's okay. For me, I didn't have a huge weight loss story to go along with my journey. So when I first started coaching, I thought, I can't relate to a lot of my customers. What are they going to see in me versus, somebody else that maybe has had a similar story to them, but you still can relate to them. Okay. We as coaches relate to people, and we share in their stories that they're telling us. This is part of what we do. You don't have to have the same experience. Know where their pain is coming from or why they're reaching out to you. Can they not lose the baby weight and fit back into their pre-pregnancy clothes? Do they have a wedding coming up that they want to look and feel really good about? Are they just sick and tired of looking in the mirror every morning and they just need a change? Did one of their family members get diagnosed with something and it's motivating them to create a healthier lifestyle themselves? Why are they coming to you? Listen to that and relate to them on whatever level you can. Even if it's sharing a story from one of your coaches or another customer, let them know that you know what they're going through. Let them know that you've worked with somebody like that that's gone through a similar thing as them, okay? Build a bridge towards them and find any way that you can to be relatable to them. People do business with people that they like and people who they can see in themselves. So if you can relate to this person and can build a bridge, they're going to say, this coach gets me and I want to work with her. Okay. So as you get going and you ask all your questions and you figure out their why and you find ways to relate to them, then you can slowly start to sprinkle in the details of the program and Shakeology and connect that back to what they're asking from you, okay? Sharing success stories. This one's a big one. It's the same thing as being able to relate to that person, giving them someone or some other story that's similar to theirs is going to take their questions and their objectives and throw them right out the window, because actually getting social proof of somebody that it's helped, that's been similar to them, that's going to be really huge for them in saying yes to this whole entire process. Okay. So nobody cares about every single ingredient in Shakeology. Okay. 99.9% people really only care about, will this work? Did it work for others? And can it work for me? Right? So find a story that they can relate to, and that they can see that someone else like them had success with. If you can't relate to their problems, grab somebody else's story. We have a lot of transformation stories or transformation photos in Ashley's team page that people have put up there that you're welcome to use. Anything that's written in your challenge group, these are different screenshots from people that have just posted in my previous challenge group. Share these things if it's similar to what this person is going through and what they're looking for. Because again, this social proof is going to give them hope. and excitement. It's just going to make them want to work with you even more. Okay. Okay. So now you know all the information you need to know. You know their goals. You know their strengths, their weaknesses, their workout interest, how much time they can dedicate, how their nutrition is, all that stuff. You just had this whole conversation with them. It's now time to make a really, really strong recommendation based on what info they just gave you, okay? So I don't even want to hear you guys say, well, here's my website, go check out the programs and let me know which one you like best. No, you will never get a strong, solid sale, let alone have that person develop into a coach if that's what you're doing, okay? So speak in a way that assumes that they're going to say yes. So just like how we said with getting them on the yes train, this is another skillful and strategic way that you can help you to close the deal, okay? So instead of if you sign up, you're going to go to, and then you give them your website, say when you sign up, you're going to go to www blah, 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 okay? Not, if you sign up, you'll be added to my challenge group. It's when you sign up, you'll be added to my challenge group that's full of recipes and meal ideas and daily support and motivation, okay? Speak in a way that assumes that they're going to say yes. Don't squirm or back away when they're talking about the price, okay? They're purchasing these products to change their life. So I always say that anything that makes me healthy and that makes me feel awesome about myself is worth every penny to me. A lot of people don't feel that way, but you're going to get them to feel that way, okay? Put a firm price out there and make them believe that the best investment they'll ever make is on themselves. A lot of times I'm now getting people saying, wow, you get all of that for that price? That's a great deal. And I'm like, it is, thank you. If you believe that it's expensive and you believe that they're going to say, I don't have the funds for that, that's too expensive for me, maybe I'll just do the program and not the Shakeology, then that's pretty much what you're going to get. You're pulling that objection right out of them. If you believe in the value of Shakeology in our programs and you believe in the value of what you're trying to sell them, it's going to show and they'll believe it as well, okay? So whatever you believe is going to become the reality. Believe in the value of what you're giving them, okay? Believe in you, the value of you in your coaching as well. Be sincere and show emotion, okay? So, when they go to sign up, when you sign up, you're going to be added to my challenge group, blah, 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 and they say, okay, great, I'm doing it now. Give them some emotion. I am so excited for you. Thank you for trusting me with your health. You're going to completely rock this. Let's do this. It's just a common sense thing, but it helps. It allows people to really trust you and, like you and want to work with you and really gives them excitement for starting this themselves. And along with this becomes, being authentic and transparent. And sometimes, when you're making these strong recommendations to people about certain programs and maybe they ask you about one, I have no problem saying, that program is honestly not my favorite and I'll tell you why. I give people the honest truth. But that's something that I've noticed helps people to close the deal. They trust me for giving them that honest opinion. I'm not just trying to sell them something. If you're just trying to sell them something just to make the money, they're going to see right through you. So be transparent, be real. The next thing is feel, felt, found. And this one I heard, I think it was Bonnie Engel on one of her calls a long time ago. And what's funny is that when I heard it, I didn't put it into practice for a while. And I don't know why. I don't know. I wrote it down and didn't try it. And now it's in almost every single one of my conversations. People give me objections, agree with them. I completely understand how you feel. When I was first approached about it, I felt whatever, when I was first approached about the 21-day fix, I felt like I didn't really need it. Or when I was first approached about Shakeology, I thought, oh, protein shakes, like gross, but what I found after I got started was that, it helped with my cravings. It helped my digestive system. It helped my energy levels. I was always somebody with low energy and, I don't suffer from that anymore. Tell them how, that you understand how they feel. Tell them that how you felt when you first started and then what you found after that. Okay, that's really been, I've loved that. So I encourage you to throw that into your conversations whenever you can. Okay, if you answer their fear and objection with a success story, or someone else is on your team, you'll be able to help them get over that fear. Okay, don't be disappointed with a no. My dad always said when I was younger that no really just means come back again later. And a lot of times that's true. Those people will continue to follow you, and at a later time when they're ready, they'll come to you, or you add them to your follow-up list, and a couple months later they decide that the time is ready because they've continued to follow your journey and see that this is really working for you. Okay, so on average about 1 out of 10 people say yes. Okay, so keep track of who you talk to. The fortune is in the follow-up, they always say. Follow-ups are so very important. Ask if you can mark it in your calendar to follow up with them in a couple of months. Say something like, okay, I understand right now isn't the best time financially for you. Do you mind if I follow up with you in a couple of months and see if that's a better time for you? Or maybe they just started, one of those 6-week challenges or something. Those are great people to add to your follow-up list, because when that challenge is over, it's not that you're telling them that what you have works better, but it's just another way to challenge their body and continue to see progress. So, what you're doing right now sounds awesome. You really sound like you're on the right track. Do you mind if I follow up with you, in a couple months when your challenge is over, and you can try out, the programs that I've seen huge success with, and, challenge your body in another way so you can get more results. Something like that. So always add them to your follow-up list if they say no, because chances are they're going to come back around. Okay, I think last 2 slides here. Create a sense of urgency for your customers. So let them know that there are limited spots available, and again, assume the close. So this is just an example of a script. Start with their name. People love hearing their name, and it kind of just makes it a little more personal. Again, just little tips and advice. I truly love your story, and I would love to help you be able to lose those last 15 pounds of baby weight so you can rock your summer clothes in 2 pieces. That was something that she told me, that was why she came to me. So I'm throwing her why right back at her. I would love to invite you to our upcoming challenge group and offer you one of the last 3 spots available. The spots are filling fast, so you'll have to review the information I give you and let me know ASAP so that I can hold this spot for you. That gives them a sense of urgency, and it also kind of makes them feel like you really believe in them because you're offering them one of those spots that you have in your groups. Based on your desired results, your current fitness level, and your workout interests, I'd strongly recommend you to try one of our hottest programs called 21 Day Fix. Since you're wanting results quickly, again, throwing their needs right back at them, and in time for spring and summer clothes, and because you don't have a lot of time in your day to devote to working out, this program is going to really help you achieve your goals without investing hours upon hours in the gym or kitchen. Then here you can insert a progress photo, either of yourself or somebody else on your team or another challenger that you've gotten permission from. Check out so-and-so's results. She lost 9 pounds in just the 3 weeks. That gives them that social proof that's going to give them hope that it works for them. And then I'll provide you with simple and quick put together meal plans, and the workouts are only 30 minutes. Super doable for a busy mama like yourself. The best part is you can still have your occasional chocolate and wine. And then you assume the close. You get right to the sign-up process. Are you near a computer now so I can walk you through the sign-up process? You've already asked all the questions that you need to ask. You've already battled their objections and answered all of their questions. There's really no reason for any other questions to be asked here, so get right to the enrollment process right in that last little closing message for you, okay? Now, they might still continue to ask questions for you, and that's fine, but just, keep going back to that, you have 3 spots available. You would really love for them to grab one of these. You think it would be really great for them. Okay, so this one is for a coach. So again, just another script here. I won't read the whole thing to you guys. You guys can kind of scroll through that first paragraph on your own. After going through the interview questions for them in a whole conversation with a potential coach, this is something that I might say around kind of like this. I'm so excited for you. Welcome to the team. There's your excitement and your enthusiasm. That simple common sense thing that you need to make sure that you throw in there. You're going to make an amazing addition to Team Simply Fit. Helping others reach their goals is so satisfying, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The next coach training starts on blank, so we'll need to get you signed up right away to make sure you can partake in that. So let's get you signed up. There are two options on how you can start coaching. Enroll with the $39.95 business startup fee and then get your Shakeology at a 25% discount, or enroll with the challenge pack, which includes the fitness program, Shakeology, 30 free days to Beachbody on demand, and it's deeply discounted and no $39.95 startup fee. I didn't even give the option of signing up with nothing, nada. Shakeology is in the first one, ordering that right after you sign up, or ordering with the challenge pack, because and you want people on your team that are going to be products of the product. Okay. So as you can probably tell, option 2 saves you the most money, and you can immediately get started with one of our fitness programs to start inspiring others to join you. Which one sounds better for you? Are you by a computer now? Again, getting right to that last step. I can walk you through the sign up process and make sure everything goes smoothly. Okay. You jump right to the enrollment, you assume the sign up. And that is it. So you put your focus on them. You go through these interview questions, and really just allow them to trust you, and use these little strategic moves to throw into your invites and your conversations. You're definitely going to see a big turnaround, and you're really going to completely rock this business. Okay. So that's all that I have for you guys. Let me stop share here. And that's it. I'm just going to scroll through the chat real quick because I didn't get to see that. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody? Anybody have any thoughts or anything to add to that? Seriously.
That was perfect. It was really, really, really helpful.
Good.
Very helpful. I think a lot of people can get in there and then they get themselves worked up to invite, but then after they do, they're like, okay, now what do I do? So that was perfect.
Good.
Very helpful.
Okay. Well, if nobody has any questions, then that will be it. Thank you guys for hopping on tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dea.
You have a good evening.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.